right, everybody, welcome back to the Sideshow. My name is Mingo.
This is Tony.
And Sebastian had to work tonight, so he won't be joining us. So I want to talk about something real quick before we get, too into the show. And it's a little embarrassing to talk about, but, I'm pretty fucking on my toes about shit. And I'm pretty good about listening to my inner voice. Fuck, man. So I really wanted this tattoo on my forearm, right? And there's a guy that I have on my Instagram. And he goes by jprado_art collective. That's what I had him as, right? So I hit him up. Yeah, dude, I sent him a picture of what it was. Yeah, I can do that. It'll be so much. Go ahead and sell me the cash, and then we'll do it on Saturday. And I was like, yeah, how about, yeah, I'm not comfortable doing that. This will be our first time working together. I'll do half. All right, do half, and then he said, normally I don't do that. I get paid all up front, and it just sounded shady to me. And I was just like, well, but it is the fucking internet, and, blah, we must get, all right, fuck it, I'll send you half. So I sent him half, and back and forth, and he gave me this address. And in the meantime, the guy's telling me, hey, I'm in this contest, and for my tattoos. He said, I need you to vote for me. Cool, send me the link and I'll vote for you. He said, no, what you got to do is you got to put this email address in your Instagram. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen, bro. I said, because as soon as I do that, I give over power to my account. It's no longer mine. They, oh no, even my cousin thought that, and blah blah blah. So I didn't do it. I didn't add his email address or the email address they gave me. So I showed up at noon like we were supposed to, or like I was supposed to, like what we agreed upon. The house was abandoned. There was nobody there. The dude responded right away, like, hey, dude, what the fuck's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Bro, he said, I'm so sorry. I had to take my mom to the hospital. I said, all right, well, then send me my money back and we'll try it again some other day. All right. Give me a couple minutes because they're going to take her back right now. All right. So all day back and forth was this cat, right? Dude, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. I'll get you the money by the end of tonight. You'll have it. I'm like, dude, this is fucking sketchy as fuck, bro. You know what I mean? I says, and we got a lot of people in common. So, you're not gonna be able to get away with if you're trying to fucking get at me, right? So, all this shit, he never paid me, right? So I called somebody that I knew, knew him directly. So I call her and I'm like, hey, dude, do you know Jay Prado? Yeah, I know that, blah, blah, blah. Do you have a phone number for him? I said, yeah, why? What happened? And I told her, she said, dude, he never asked for money up front. That doesn't sound like him at all. I said, my intuition kept telling me, don't do it. I said, but, I figured the dude's on the internet, like, he's got to get fucking sketchy people calling him, wasting his time all the time too. So I figured when you go in somewhere to get a tattoo, hey, leave me a down for me to get started on the artwork. Which makes sense. It's their time to draw the shit up and get it ready, right? So it wasn't that far out of the ordinary. It was all the other bullshit that was going on. Hey, put my email address. Like, the dude was like jamming me up, trying to get me to do this, right? So I get John's number and I text him, hey, bro, it's Mingo. Never got my money. What's going on? He texted me, what the fuck are you talking about? Who's this? So I gave him the rundown. He said, bro, I'm at work. Let me call you back right now. All right. So he called me. He said, dude, he says, are you on J Prado _ Art Collective? Yeah. He said, listen, he said, I got scammed 2 years ago on that Instagram. They got me to change the email address, kind of like what he was trying to get me to do. He says, and they took over the account.
That can happen?
He says, dude, I've had so many people call me that this has happened to them. He says, and I've called and called and called and tried everything I can with Instagram to get this taken off. He said, my email or my Instagram is jprado _ Art Collective 1. If it doesn't have the 1, that's not me. He says, I'm sorry that happened to you. Blah, blah, blah. I'll give you a deal when it comes around. Like if you want to get your tat, I'll take care of you, blah, blah, blah. And we talked for the day, and it was like, yeah, dude. I said, my intuition was telling me there was something weird, but at the same time, I figured it's the fucking internet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you would have to get hit up by people doing stupid shit or wanting you to draw something up and then never coming around. So it made kind of sense that you would want a deposit. He said, yeah, I could see why you would think that. He said, but I've never done that. I wait till people show and you pay me cash when it's done. And I was like, fuck, dude. So we went back and forth, and he said that he lost his house and all kinds of shit because these people were using his J Prado account and fucking up all his shit. So, moral of the story, even if it's on Instagram, even if people know, he said, before you send any money, call somebody that knows the person, ask the person for a phone number, do your fucking homework, just because I knew that somebody knew him. A couple of people that we know him, right? And I figured, I got nothing to worry about. Something weird happens, I can get to him. Well, no, because they fucking scammed his account.
And how do you just put an email address in your account and you lose the whole shit?
So when you go on Instagram, you go to your settings, and it has an email address that's attached to your account. That way you get all your notifications, you get all your shit on there, right? If you go in and you change that address, the person that email is now on there, that's their account. You no longer have control of your Instagram. And it tells you when you go into that, make sure you're putting in the right address, because if you change it and blah, blah, you lose all control of this account to whoever's email address that is. That's the first thing I saw when I went in there, because I was like, dude, that sounds really weird. Where do you want me to change it at? Let me look at it. So I went on and looked at it, and caution, do not change your email address to somebody else's. You will no longer have, control of this account. So I was like, yeah, nah, bro, the fucking... He says, no, man. He says, that's it. Everybody thinks that. So yeah, because when you fucking go to that page, Instagram has this big banner across it, caution, do not change his email address. So luckily I was smart enough to listen to that part of it. Lost a few bucks in the midst of everything. Learned a big lesson. So I'm just passing it along. Be very careful. If you're looking to get a tattoo from J Prado, the guy does fucking great work, but you need to make sure that you're on J Prado _ Art Collective 1, the number 1. And if you're interested in getting a tattoo from him, you can DM me. off of our Instagram, which is Madhouse Sideshow, and I will give you his phone number so that you can call him directly. That way you make sure that you're all legit on getting everything and get you squared away. So yeah, that's what happened to me.
So you don't remember the story about my daughter trying to get that apartment?
I do. I'm telling you, bro. Like, everything was telling me, dude, what are you doing? That shit doesn't make any sense. Even when he gave me the Zelle information, it made no sense. I was like, that doesn't even fucking... How is that even tied to you, bro? Like, that... Who the fuck is Dante? Like... Yo de pendejo, oh yeah, fucking tattoo, fuck yeah, bro. I was more excited about getting the tattoo, and I wasn't using my head, and
dude,
fucked up, bro. Fucked up. Talk about, and that's the embarrassing part, because I'm usually really cautious about that shit. Like, I'm really like, wait a minute, first sign of a red flag, and I'm out. Oh, not this time. I fucking ran right. Oh, look, a red flag. La, la, la. Fuck, whatever, dude.
What do you want to get a tattoo of?
There's a hawk I want to put on my...
A hawk?
Yeah.
I didn't know you liked hawks.
Didn't I show you that?
No.
It's a messenger bird.
A pigeon?
No. I didn't say a bird that gives you messages. I said it's a messenger bird. Hold on. It's kind of it's an Aztec style tattoo. Check it out. I know you don't like it. I can see it on his fucking face. I see it on his face already. I don't like it.
One of them falcons that the dude puts on a big glove.
Yeah. Fucking dope, right? So now I gotta wait and have that done. I gotta gather more money and pay that guy that actually is gonna do it.
How'd you find this guy?
Online. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, Champ talked about it. Hey, check out this dude, blah blah blah. I may have been wrong. It may have been when I was working with still doing the radio show, and the girl that was on the show with us told me about him. That's who I called to find out, hey, dude, do you know how to get a hold of this cat? Oh, yeah, I got his number right here. Cool.
You went in hot, too.
I did, bro. Fuck. I did. I was like, fuck, dude. I was going to say, hey, dude, don't fuck around, bro. Like, we know, I'll find you. You know what I mean? But he was real cool. He was real cool and explained everything that happened and talked about other people and friends that have gotten fucked over by doing that. He says, you just gotta, whenever you do something on the internet, dude, make sure you know for sure. He said, because it's faceless. He says, you don't know nothing. He says, and those guys are real good at blowing smoke and getting you to do shit you didn't know you were willing to do. I was like, yeah, they tried to get me to change that's how they got me. I was like, not me. I saw that shit, said, no, don't do it. I was like, yep, no, I'm not doing that shit. So, you live and you learn. Be cautious. It's a cautionary tale. Be careful of what the fuck you're doing out there. Because even if you feel like you super smart or you feel like you're invincible, you can get got. You can get got.
I don't know if I don't think I've experienced anything like that.
Other than with the stuff with your daughter?
Yeah, I mean, but, that's not me.
Right. Well, you don't really do much online, do you? Online purchasing?
Not really. Amazon, eBay here and there. I pretty much deal with big companies, if anything.
Right.
Established companies, I should say.
Yeah, that makes sense. I've done it a couple of times where I haven't gotten taken, but where I go on and I'm looking around and stuff, and then, things start looking weird when they're like, no, I'm good, thanks. Click right off the fucking website. Don't fuck around anymore. I don't know how I I don't know how I ran past the red flags, bro. I'm telling you, I was just excited about getting a tattoo because I've been talking about it for a long time, and I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And I reached out, and he was like, yeah, I can get you in Saturday. Saturday? Great. Where do I send all my money to? So, you know. All right. So, I want to tell you something else. I'm going to say, screw you, Tony, first of all. Mnight Shyamalan sucks big, hairy, fucking white balls. And I remembered why I don't like his movies. The Village had the same fucking ending. The Grass movie had the same fucking ending.
Grass?
Or what, the Trees? Was it The Flowers? With Mark Wahlberg?
The Happening?
Yeah. All those movies had the same fucking like, it's like he has all this great idea in the very beginning and this concept for this movie. And then he gets about 15 minutes from wrapping it up, and he says, just film a few things. We'll just add it in there. It's no big deal.
What did you watch?
I watched that fucking movie, what is it? Knock at the Cabin?
Boy, that didn't look good from the beginning.
No, I did. It looked real good.
Trailers.
What?
Even from the trailers.
No, it was good, dude. Like, part of it was good, but then you get to the ending, and you're like, what kind of fucking ending is that? That's fucking stupid. What a fucking waste. Like, he doesn't wrap it up for you. It's just, all right, here it is with that. And all that happened. Thanks for coming. Thanks for stopping by.
No, he's just showing you that.
No, it's fucking stupid, Tony. Stop trying to make excuses for the guy. It's fucking stupid. If I wanted to create my own ending, I wouldn't even go watch the fucking movie. I'd write my own.
Okay, you know what it is?
What?
It's like my Asian style baby back ribs that you tasted on New Year's.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
You thought they were good.
Right.
They are good.
Correct.
And then when I hit you with the recipe, you're like, that's it? Same thing.
No, it's not like that.
It's just
because it's not like that.
It's so simple that you're like, that's so simple, it's dumb.
It's not like that because the ribs were so fucking good. You don't care how you got to the taste. Like, oh, that's fucking right on.
That's how his movies are.
No, his movies are fucking...
It was like, oh my God, this was so good, and... Yeah, no, I guess
it's like reading a book that doesn't have a final chapter. There's no fucking ending to it. I could imagine sitting in the living room watching that movie with my mom. She would have hit me. That's fucking stupid. Why'd you waste my fucking time? You don't even know how it fucking ends. There's nothing. It's fucking stupid. Turn it off.
I hope you didn't pay for it.
I did, of course. How else would I watch it?
Dog, as much free stuff that there is on TV.
I shouldn't have fucking...
Dude, you just throwing...
I was throwing money around this weekend.
Next time you feeling that frisky, drive down the street with some dollar bills and just start tossing them out the window.
Just throwing them out at everybody? Fuck. Just a fucking disappointing weekend.
Did you go to the movies or at least watch it here?
No, I watched it here. So I didn't spend money on snacks and all. That may have made the movie fucking better. Some good fucking movie popcorn.
Yeah, ambiance.
But I tell you what, Cocaine Bear, fucking good movie, bro.
You paid for that too?
Yeah, no, I didn't pay for that. But I tell you what, for that movie being about a fucking a fucking zonked out bear, it was actually really good. Like, you don't go in there with high expectations. You know you're not going to watch a fucking Academy Award winning movie, right?
Right.
You know you're not going in there to watch the best fucking acting in the world.
Same with Mnight Shouldntmakemoviesalam.
No, you expect a lot more. That motherfucker has won Academy Awards. He's won Golden Globes. He's won all kinds of shit.
You already know how the Village is, how the Happening is.
What a fucking stupid
Signs.
Movie. Don't. Knock at the fucking Cabin. No.
How'd you get to watch Cocaine Bear for free?
My sister paid.
It's still somebody paid.
Yeah, but I didn't. I got free popcorn. I got free drink.
Oh, you went to the theater?
Yeah. Can't. Well, how the fuck am I gonna watch that at home? It just came out.
You ain't got a jailbroke Fire Stick?
No, because I would rather pay for movies so people continue to make them. Let people get the royalties they deserve instead of being all fucking janky with them and stealing shit. Tony, that's like me never mailing another fucking letter.
You already said you're not gonna do that.
Fuck.
That's why you ain't getting no cookies for Christmas.
I was fucked up until I mail you a fucking Christmas card. That's what I'm gonna do this year to make sure I get mine. But it's a much better movie than you anticipate. And you know what the best part about it is? It has a fucking ending. Maybe you should watch that shit, M. Night Shyamalan. Figure out how to fucking end the movie, you dickwad. God. Bugs the shit out of me.
You know, the movie probably has an ending. It's just something you didn't like.
Well, every movie has a fucking ending.
Okay, so why are you saying there's no ending?
It's because it's not an ending.
It ain't The
Because nothing got
Sopranos.
fucking wrapped up.
It ain't The Sopranos.
Ain't nothing got wrapped up. You went in knowing as much as you did when you left.
That's just like that Sharon Stone movie
Which one?
with Kirk Douglas or Michael Douglas.
The one where she uncrosses her legs?
What was that one?
9.5 weeks? So
No, that's Kim Basinger.
Basinger, yeah. Basinger?
But that movie, you didn't know if she was the killer or not.
Never watched it.
What are you crazy?
No.
Everybody see that movie. That's back when you had to go to the movies to go see a movie.
Why I didn't go see it? I didn't have money to throw around
Basic
back then.
Instinct.
Oh, Basic Instinct, yeah. I think I've seen that part where she crosses and uncrosses her legs. That's about it. I don't know nothing about the movie. Which one's the one with the dead rabbit?
Fatal Attraction.
Oh, I'm getting all these
The boiling rabbit, right?
Yeah, I'm getting all these fucking movies crossed. See, I don't fucking know. So, all right. So, conspiracy theories, right? We've talked about that, and you think that I'm... So, all of a sudden, New Mexico says that they're going to allow people to go shoot feral cattle. So cows that don't have a fucking owner. Yeah. People are going to be able to go and shoot them from airplane. There's 150 cattle that they want killed that are in the rural area. Which means nobody fucking lives there. They're not disturbing anything. And farmers are like, well, wait, if you're going to fucking kill them, let us at least try to go get them. It's fucking free cows for us. We'll house them. We'll maintain them. We'll feed them. We'll corral them. We'll keep them where they need to be. And New Mexico wants just people to go and shoot them out of an airplane.
Why?
Because they're global warming and all that bullshit, I guess.
Where'd they come from to begin with?
A cow vagina? I don't know. They're rural cows. I don't know. They're just out there. Just like horses. There's plenty of horses out there that are just feral horses. Wild horses.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They're harder to find now. Most people have...
That's kind of like, I'm thinking like a cow. I mean, somebody's got to own it.
Yeah, there's still cows. There's just like there's sheep and deer and shit out there. People don't own them. That's why they go hunt them. Dude, speaking of that shit, the other day I was watching something. Dude, they had this horse, fucking gorgeous horse, bro, beautiful. And they paid I think it was like $90 million for this fucking horse.
Who's they?
Whoever was fucking at the auction. They started $1 million, $2 million, $5 million, $2 million, $2 million, $2 million, $2 million, $5 million, $3 million, $30 million, $30 million. I'm like, what the fuck? And then they just call it, but the horse was, I don't know if it's worth $90 million, like if he's going to be a fucking He's got to be a racehorse. He's got to be some sort of, and I think it was female, so it wasn't a stud, right? So she's got to be some sort of racehorse to fetch that kind of fucking money. Like she got a solid bloodline of horse. I don't know.
That's just another one of those things that's a world that we just don't live in.
Yeah, no, don't understand that shit.
I'm watching videos. I think they're called shorts. They might be TikTok. It's on YouTube, but they might be TikTok videos. I don't know.
Okay.
About dudes that buy and sell watches.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like I haven't seen it, and I kind of want to see the movie now called Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like that world, like the jewelry mart, the jewelry exchange, if you will.
Right.
And dudes, I got this Rolex, 2012 Dakota, 18.5. And I'm asking 18.5. Dude's like, come on. It goes 17.2. No, I can't go that low. 18.50. No, 17.5. Okay, I'll tell you what, 17,950, and it trips me out because they add the little 50,
right,
little 20, just an extra $20, and they're just going back and forth until they agree on a number.
And they just want to get every fucking penny possible, right?
Yep.
Fuck. Are you a good negotiator like that?
No, not at all.
No?
No. Like when I go, not the swap meet. Stuff like that.
Right. Something tells me you walk away really fast.
No, I'll just pay what they want. I mean, I'm not saying, if you want $50 for something, I'm going to give you $50 for it.
Right.
You
don't even try to negotiate?
No.
Really?
I mean,
like when you went to go buy jewelry, your wedding bands or anything, what's the best price you can give me?
No. I mean, I don't remember the last time I bought a piece of jewelry. My wedding ring.
Last year, Christmas?
What'd I buy?
Your old lady, her wedding band?
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah, the upgrade, no.
My ex used to be she used to hate me for doing shit like that. Walked into the jewelry store, and we were going to buy hers. They had this guy, come on, you can do better now. What can you give me? I said, what if I buy that one and I buy that right there for me? What kind of price you give me? Well, let me see. Hold on. All right. So he walked back just like a fucking car salesman and come out. He says, all right, well, I could do, $500 off of this one, and I could do $800 off of this one. Cool, wrap them up. Let's go. I hate you. Why? You just saved us fucking $1,300. What are you tripping on? That's good, because that's our wedding rings. And if we can get those at a better cost, that's even better. We're off to a good start. Saving money right out the box.
Like when I just bought my newest truck.
Right?
I don't go in there to negotiate. This is the price I want to pay. And like you just said, I'm willing to walk. I'm all right leaving. And it always seems to work out.
Really? What did you ever remember having to negotiate? Or having to stand your ground with it?
When I bought my previous truck, I had a buddy at the time. He used to sell cars.
Okay.
So I went in there, dude. I had a cashier's check made out to the dealership for X amount of dollars. Let's say the truck was $20,000. I had a cashier's check for $18,000.
Okay.
And I was willing to put another $2,000 on my credit card just to go. Okay.
Okay.
So I had my price in mind. I don't remember what it was, but it was below what it was advertised for. And I'm the type, 20 out the door.
Right.
You figure out the tax, you figure 20 out the door. So that's what I went in there with. And so dude and I were going back and forth. And, it's just one of those things, they try to break you. So I was broke. He broke me. And I was about to ready to do it. And I said, let me just make a call first. And I called my buddy that sold cars. I was like, hey, man, this is what I'm doing right now. This is where we're at. He's like, no, bro, just tell him no. Just tell him no. You're not doing it. Trust me, they're not going to let you walk.
They let you walk.
And I was like, okay. And, dude, my whole attitude changed. I hung up the phone, and I was like, no, it's 20. And I guess my whole demeanor had changed where they were like, okay. Because they knew it was just like, that phone call, like, revived me. And I was just like, no, that's not what we're doing. And they were just like, okay.
And they gave it to you for 20.
Yeah, they gave it to me for whatever it was. And the worst part was, I gave him the cashier's check. And again, it was like a used car dealership in L.A. somewhere.
Right.
And the dude looked at it and kind of shook his head and walked away, went to go talk to whomever. And another salesman came up to me laughing. He goes, oh, you knew you were going to buy that truck today, didn't you? And I was like, well, yeah, that's why I'm here. And he just started laughing because I didn't make it seem like I got them in any way. It's just, again,
right.
This is what I wanted to pay, and that was that.
Wow. So you made it out to them. You didn't make it out to cash?
Correct.
Nice. You know what's funny is when I first moved down here, I had some change in my pocket, and I was trying to find a truck. When I was looking for my Escalade before I bought that. And I was looking, and dude, every fucking where I went, hey man, well, let's make a deal. I got cash in my pocket. Oh, cash don't work. We don't care.
Right.
So what do you mean? Cash isn't fucking king anymore? No, it doesn't matter. I was like, all right, cool. I'll see you later then. Well, wait, you don't want to know? I got cash. That's what I want to pay with. You don't want to take it? Cool. I'll find somebody that will. All right, man. Good luck. All right, cool. Fuck you too. I'm like, God damn, dog. Rough times in this town. I'm telling you.
But it sucks when you're going in to buy that car and you get it. You're good. Then you gotta talk to the finance guy.
Oh yeah.
And they want to slap that extra insurance, the extra maintenance, the extra. When I bought my daughter's car. Her, originally in high school we bought her that convertible bug, and then her roommates, her second year of college wrecked it, and I got paid on that bug pretty good. Insurance hooked me up.
So you must have had gap insurance and all that shit too then, right?
Gap insurance, I heard. Remind me what that is.
So that covers you from, like, if you owe more than what the car is worth, they cover it.
If I owe more than what the car's worth.
Mm-hmm. So like you go in and you buy a car for $20,000, right?
Right.
You leave the dealership, it's worth $17,000. If you got in an accident, you would be liable for that $3,000 gap between what it's worth and what you still owe. Gap insurance covers that.
Okay, my very first car, remember my Volkswagen?
Yeah.
That's the only car I've ever made payments on.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's why I'm kind of at a loss for your gap insurance story.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm just...
Sorry. Not all of us are privileged enough to just walk in and buy a car cash. Like, Jesus, criminy Tony. That's funny. No. Hey, but that's good for you, though. Like, fuck. If you could be able to walk in and buy it. So, like, is part of your deal, like... If you go in and you buy a car cash, right? Do you start putting what would be the payment away so that when that car is gone or
something
dead?
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, I've never bought a brand new car. I've never owned a brand new off the lot car.
Really?
Yeah. Never. I've never had a brand new car.
Just so that you could maintain it and buy it cash and never have a payment, right?
Correct.
Nice. Hey, but that's good though.
It's just what I do. But it's like that's what I taught my kids. I said, look, I gave them, we bought them a car.
Right.
You want that nice BMW? All right, you got a car right now. How much is a car payment for a BMW going to cost you? $600? $500? $400? Plus car insurance? Let's say $500. Go ahead and start saving that $500. And if you miss a month, you're fine. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nobody gonna be calling you for anything.
Right.
And then when you get enough money, if the car you want is $50,000, you can walk in there with 40 and probably buy the car. So, but anyways, when they wrecked my daughter's VW, I actually got paid more than what I bought the car for.
Wow.
Which was cool.
Nice.
And so I just took that money and I got some more, and I went up to a dealership. I found her a Camry, used of course.
Right.
And got it for the price that I wanted. But then again, it was going into that finance manager. He was trying to work me over. I was like, nope. And he was heated.
Really?
Yeah. They get mad.
Well, yeah, because you're fucking up his commission. Yeah. You're fucking up his monthly numbers. Hey, fuck this guy. He doesn't want to let him walk. I don't care. And it's easier to buy a car when you're like that towards the end of the month, right? Because they're just trying to make a sale at that point.
I've never done that. I mean,
you just will never. And
yeah, again, if you can't give me for that price, I understand, but I'll go somewhere else. I'm all right.
Fucking Tony, look at you. Stand-up shark, just rah.
No, it's not like that at all.
So was that the hardest time you had buying a car, was getting that one?
I think my son's car was pretty tough. My nephew came with me. I don't really remember.
No. I like negotiating sometimes. Sometimes it's just like, fuck. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I get tired of sitting there after a while. I was like, I just want to go. Why I got to be here all fucking day, dude? Like, fuck. These chairs aren't comfortable. Like, I'm good. I'm going to go. I'm going to leave. Like, when I bought my Nissan, when I bought the Maxima that I had gone in and I had the truck and I had a little stereo in the truck and whatnot. And so I went and I was like, hey, I want to take that one for a test drive. All right. So I went and I already had all my financing done. Everything was, I knew what I wanted to pay. I knew what the car was worth. I knew, all that bullshit. So I took it for a test drive and I was like, fuck, that's the fucking car I want. So we went back and I was like, all right, well, let's see what price you can give to me. Or are you trading anything in? Are you putting money down? We're not there yet. How do I know what I'm going to do when I don't even know what the price of the car is? Let's negotiate that first. Well, it would help me to know what I have or what we're going to do if I know the price. I know how much I have in my pocket. Do you? No? There you go. So how am I supposed to tell you what I can give you when I don't know what the price is, and how you know what to expect if you don't know how much I got? So let's figure out what the price is going to be. And then when I was done and I got it for the price that I wanted and everything, and they were like, well, let's have you go in with our account manager, our credit manager, and see if they could do something better for you. Would that be okay? Sure, why not? So we went in there. Well, the lady was an Aaron's customer. And that's where I was running the errands at the time. And she wanted this table that we had that she had been looking at. She said, I can't find it anywhere. All right, hold on. Let me see which one. Okay. So I called the store. Hey, look and see who's got this. Yeah, okay. Call them and tell them to send it to us. Okay. I said, I'll have it next Tuesday. What can we do on the car? She said, well, shit, I'll give you 6 oil changes, and the oil changes on the car were $100 a piece.
Damn. Because
it takes a certain oil that only Nissan makes for their vehicles. So then she did that. She threw in the gap insurance. She threw in the extended warranty. Fuck, dude, I walked out of there with like $6-7 grand worth of extras for the table. I just paid for the table, and we got our shit at cost plus 10%. So she was paying out the door. She would have paid over $1,000 for the table. I got it for like $200. Like, cool, here you go. I'll bring it back to you on my way home.
Man.
So, but when I was done, I was like, hey, I'm gonna take the truck home real quick. I gotta take, my shit out of it, and then I'll be back and I'll pick up the car. They'll give you time to clean it and finish up all what you need to finish up on it. And the salesman was like, I can't let you take the truck. Like, hey, bro, I haven't fucking signed any paperwork. That's cool if you don't want to give him my keys back and let me take my car. I don't have your keys. Give me my fucking keys. I'll just leave. I'll go buy that bitch somewhere else. I'm not gonna play games. He said, well, let me go talk to my manager. Fucking manager came back out. Hey man, I'm sorry. Yeah, he's due. Yeah, you can go ahead and take that. A couple hours maybe. Yeah, I'll be back with a couple hours. I just gotta go rip the stereo out of it and I'll be right back. Yeah, man, go ahead, take your time. All right, cool. Handing me my keys, I fucking bounced, pulled the stereo out, I went back. The fucking car was ready, all gassed up and cleaned. Cool. That was really cool. And then when I went to go buy the Escalade, was really cool. Because that was, it was like an exotic car place. It was it was in a warehouse in Riverside. And so you go in, you walk in, and there's like the office. And in the office, he had like this old vintage Harley, right? And then you walk past the Harley, and you walk into their showroom, right? And they had a couple old school fucking Porsches in there, and another Harley on the wall. I was like, fuck, I think we're in the wrong place, dude. I'm gonna be able to afford shit in here. And he says, hey, come back here. It's back here. It's in the warehouse. So we go into his warehouse, dude, and it's all beautiful luxury, like Tits McGee cars. They're all super clean. And he had some nice like regular style trucks that were a little bit old, but like fucking clean with like minimal miles on it. So we're sitting there and I'm looking around, and he said, well, there's the Cadillac there. So I went and I looked at it, and I was all day. I'm in. Let's go. So he says, well, go ahead and take it for a test drive. I'll have him drive it around front. So we took it for a test drive. My sister's like, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I came back. I walked in, and he says, okay, so it's going to be such and such. I said, well, listen, I came with this, and I pulled out a stack of 10, and I put, I think, another 1,500 on top of that. I said, there's 11.5. That should cover everything, because you wanted 10. That should cover the rest. If not, make it cover it, because that's what I came with. And he says, well, I said, bro, it's cash. You could put that. You got $5,000 for the fucking truck. You know what? You know how this shit works. Just all right. So I got it for 11.5 out the door. I was like, cool. Drove that motherfucker back. It's the best day ever, dude. To be feeling like you belong in that. Like you can go in there and just fucking drop a couple racks and walk out. Like, all right, cool. We good.
When I bought the truck before this one, I do remember this, and it pissed me off. They told me they had to put some gas in it because the light was on. It was on E. After we were doing all the paperwork and everything. Oh, we're going to go put some gas in it. It's on E.
Right.
I was like, cool. Driving down the street, jump on the freeway, wasn't paying no attention. Man, it was barely even a quarter tank.
Nuh-uh.
Dude. They just put enough to get the light turned off.
Oh, that's fucked up. Dude, I'd have gone back. Y'all can't even fucking hook me up with a full fucking tank?
It's just like that thing I was telling you about with the watches. $20 is $20. $40 is $40.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't know if I couldn't work in an industry like that though, where I had to fucking haggle like that all day long. At some point, I'm gonna get irritated and just fucking tell you to kick around. Just fucking leave. Either fucking pay what it is or get out. Like, you know what I mean? Like that dude on Gas Monkey Garage. You ever watch that show?
No. That's an actual show?
Yeah, it's a shop in Texas, and they restore vehicles and they do customizing and all this shit. But he goes and he'll find, like, out on a farm or in a barn find, or somebody's got a car that he's looking for, a vintage vehicle, and he'll fly out wherever they are to go see it. Then he brings them back and he gets them ready, and he'll take them to the Barrett Jackson or one of the bigger auctions and sell them. And he's 50, 60, 70, 80 grand for, I think they sold a C10, and I don't remember what year it was. I want to say it was in 83, but I don't remember if that's correct or not. They sold it for like $85,000, dude. They redid it, repainted it, put in a new engine, dropped it. I mean, they went all out on the fucking. It was absolutely gorgeous, but $85,000, probably not. No, I mean, like, when I say that, I wouldn't pay 85 grand for it. I'd rather, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go find the one that's like 5 grand around the corner, and I'll do half the shit that you did to it and run it around until I can't anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, but that's half the fun. Like, I wouldn't want to. I guess that's part of my background. I guess watching family do it and growing up, like, half of the fun is getting in there and tearing that shit up and fucking it up and putting it all back together and be like, yeah, I did it.
Did we ever talk about a show called King of Cars?
King of Cars. No, but I think I've heard of it.
This is quite 20 years ago, if not more.
Oh, maybe not.
It's funny because the times I went to Vegas, it was because it turns out the dude was from Vegas. In the middle of the night, you come home to watch some TV, and they're like infomercials. And it was for a car lot in Vegas.
Okay.
And the dude was like the top salesman. He was like probably the sales manager. And they'd be on the lot, and all their workers would pull up a car. Oh, we got this 94 Nissan Maxima. It's only got this amount of miles. And the dudes would wear like costumes. Monkey costumes, clown outfits, the whole nine. They get out, showing the car. And then the sales manager's catchphrase was, "Give it the gas." And so when he said that, they'd get it back in the car and take off, and the next one will pull up. Oh, we got this whatever, perfect interior, leather interior. Give it the gas, and that dude would take off, and another one will pull up.
Shit.
And dude, it's like mesmerizing. Dude, I remember watching this infomercial like 3 or 4 different times going to Vegas.
Really?
Yeah. And then like a year or 2 later, they actually this one like when reality shows were coming. He had his own reality show like on A&E.
Oh, wow.
It was called King of Cars, and it followed him like for a week or whatever.
Oh, wow.
And it was funny, dude. It was a good show.
Oh, man. Yeah, they the price of old school cars when they started putting those shows on fucking went through the roof, dude. And finding a C10 truck it's hard, and they're fucking expensive as shit right now. People they don't exactly know what they have, but they see this shit on TV.
Right.
And like, oh, I can get that for this one then. No, not always, dude. Yours is not the same, nor is it anywhere near in the shape of that one. You know what I mean? Your fucking floor pans are missing, bro. I'm going to have to cut that all out and re-weld new shit in there. So you just turned 52, right?
Correct.
Have we talked about, do you like bowling?
Do I like bowling?
Yeah.
Bowling's not bad. I mean, I haven't bowled in years.
When was the last time would you say you bowled?
I don't even know.
Were you any good at it?
No. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not doing gutter balls, but
right.
I mean, I'm not hitting strikes left and right.
You're not hitting the turkey at the end of the end of the game. Do they still have bowling leagues? Where you wear the funky shirts and you go and you...
I have no idea. My brother-in-law, Juan, when I started dating my old lady, he was married to her sister. He was in like 4 leagues, 4 teams.
Really?
Yeah, he was really into it. My wife used to tell me that they were at the bowling alley like 5 nights a week.
God damn.
Yeah.
Well, that gets expensive after a while too, though. That's not. It don't stay cheap because now you drinking and you doing all. You know what I mean? What about pool? Were you ever a big pool guy?
I wouldn't say a big pool guy, but I could play.
Yeah. Were you good or did you just played?
I just played.
Okay. Darts? Were you ever gonna get at darts?
Never into darts.
Never.
No.
Dude, I didn't. There are so many different leagues for all of that shit that we just talked about. Like bowling, there's still leagues all over the place. There was this guy that I worked with at this place called Swiss Tracks, and he was in a bowling league.
Swiss Tracks?
And
he'd have the garage door floors?
Yeah. That's what these are.
In Indio?
Yeah, that's what these are.
You used to work there?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. I did that when I first moved back. It was one of the first jobs I got.
These floors are Swiss Tracks?
Yeah.
I thought they were like the...
They are. They do what their main one is called a rib track.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do that, but what they did is they started doing these vinyl floors. So what they did is they did a little cut in on the rib track, and then they laid this vinyl inlay in it. And it's the same setup, snaps together. You can pull it up from the little corner. Yeah. Milo put this floor in here. That's how easy it is to put, you know what I mean? Not to take anything away from him, but like, but that's just how easy it is to lay it down.
Wow.
We had actually gone to, I had to go to Malibu, and we did, I think it was Barrett Jackson's garage. Barrett Jackson's son, he had a Shelby, and he had to move it that day, and he parked it out across the street or whatever. And the garage was the top floor of the house. So like, you're cruising down the one, right? The PCH, and here's the house, but it's the garage. So you park, you come out of the garage, and then you go downstairs and you go to the house, which leads out right to the ocean.
Wow.
Right? Like he was right there. But what was cool is you go into his fucking garage and it's fucking temperature controlled. He had AC units in that motherfucker, so you close it and it stays at like a steady 73 degrees all year long.
Man.
And the whole back wall is glass. So you're standing there and you know they're talking about, you know, the floor and how they're gonna put it together and blah blah blah, and you're just mesmerized staring out this fucking back window of this garage overlooking the fucking ocean, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude, what am I doing here? Like I didn't do very well at Swiss Tracks because I didn't understand it.
Did you work at the one here in Indio?
Yeah, the one there in Indio.
How long ago was this?
2017.
Wow.
5 years ago. I didn't understand it. I didn't understand how people could call up and pay the amount of money that they were paying for plastic flooring. And I'm not talking about like this little room, bro. I'm talking about like fucking airplane hangars. Like people would call, hey, I bought my airplane. I just rented my hangar. You know, here are the measurements. What would it cost me to do that? I'm looking for this, this, and this. And you're like, you just bought an airplane and rented a hangar, and now you want to put fucking flooring? Like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? Like, it fucking tripped me out, dude. Like, I couldn't grasp people spending that kind of fucking money to put plastic floors in their garage. I just didn't get it.
I had a couple of customers. The only reason I know about them is I had a couple of customers that had like the black and white checkers.
Right.
And I was like, and it was, you know, it it seemed cool. Like you could like the ridges you could go through to the bottom.
Right.
And I think they were telling me that's for like cleaning. You could clean easily.
Right. So what you could do is you can so like if it drops, right? You could just take a pressure washer, and there's tracks underneath the flooring, so that if you're pressure washing it, it forces it all out to the front of the garage. The guy that put it all together and really thought it out, really fucking smart, dude. He did a really, really good job. And they've done all kinds of different floorings. They have it all different colors. It's fucking dope, dude. If you could afford it to do a couple grand for your garage, it's pretty sick.
Yeah, I remember those customers. The garage was.
I had a guy that bought just a pad for his garage. It was like 6 foot by 3 feet, and it was for his Harley. I want Harley colors, black and orange. Yes. Oh, okay. Fine, whatever. And then so each one wasn't a 12-inch square. Like there's other company that sell them, they're 12, but these aren't. They're like 18 and something. So now, this is what kind of fucked me up too, is that, okay, so now you got to do math. You got to get the 12, like from one wall to the other, 12 by 12, that's 144 feet, whatever, 144 inches, whatever it would be, right? Well, now you have to divide it by 18, which is the size of the tile, to tell you how many tiles you need for, and then you have to have, a quarter of an inch play because it expands and contracts during summer and winter because it's plastic.
Right.
So it could be bigger or smaller depending on what season you're in. She's like, what? You're going to do what? And they, and everybody there was on commission. So it's like when you learn to do when you learn to do insurance. Oh, we have some of the best training programs and whatever. Well, they get another insurance guy to try to show you how to do it, but he's on commission. So he's not going to let you fuck it up, first of all, and he's not going to let you do it all, so you're not going to learn and see everything. And then whatever you sell, you got to split with him. So it's going to take you forever to start making money, right? So it was kind of like I was learning, and I just... It was the last project I had was a guy from I want to say it was Michigan, but I don't remember. It was kind of like a Dave and Buster's, and it was upstairs and downstairs, and they wanted to redo the entire place
with your floors,
with our floors. So what they do, they sent me blueprints. Have you ever worked with blueprints? And scale?
I've worked with scale, not blueprints.
I never have. So now I'm looking at it and I'm converting inches to feet, or whatever that scale is to feet, and then on a mass scale, because I want this color here, or this kind here, and then from this point to the wall I want this other kind, and they're all different prices, because if you have plastic and then you have the rubber ones, they're different, right? So first of all, you got to figure out what the size of the area is, and if you've never done that before, it's very daunting and it's overwhelming. And I'm good with fucking math. Like, I can do math in my head usually pretty fucking well. And I was just like, this guy was showing me how to do here. Look, you just huh? I felt dumb, dude. Like, I was like, what? Like, this? Why is this going over my head? Like, why can't I fucking get this? And these guys were making. They were making like $5-6 grand every 2 weeks, dude.
Damn.
On their commission, because they were selling and they'd been there for so long. People would call them, or they would be, hey, so and so told me to call and ask for you, because here I bought a fucking airplane and I just rented the hangar and I need to put flooring. That was the biggest fucking call.
What was your job title or description?
I was like a district sales manager, and I had like an area of the United States. I had an area of the map, and we would just wait for people to call. They had calls all day long.
Damn.
All day long, bro. I sold one pad to a guy. He's this guy from New York. Mango. Yeah? Hey, remember me? I called you the other day about this. I bought my Corvette. And now, I need some flooring. All right, well, do you know what colors you're looking for? Well, my Corvette's blue. You got any blue? Yeah, I got blue. I got light blue and I got dark blue. Nah, none of that light shit. Let's go dark blue. You got black? Yeah. How about silver? Yeah. So I had to make them up a pattern and a design, and yeah, dude, it was a lot of work. It was a cool place to work. I learned a lot, but I just.
How long did you last there?
Almost a year. And then, but I was already kind of working with Opportune before I went there. But Opportune wasn't hiring managers at the time. And then they brought me in for a district manager position. And then because I didn't have multi-unit, they didn't hire me for that. They went with this other guy. And then right around Christmas time, just before Christmas, they let me go at Swiss Tracks.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You quit.
No. I told you I couldn't. I wasn't making enough to cover what they were willing to pay me, and I wasn't making enough commission to cover it. So they were like, "Hey, dude, we can't. You're costing us money at this point." Like, I get it, dude. I said, but I can't get it. I don't get it. And I said and here I thought I could sell fucking snow to a fucking igloo salesman. Like, I don't get it, right? No, I understand, blah, blah, blah. It's been great having you here, blah, all right. Okay, I got it, I'll leave. The only place I've ever worked at that after I got let go, they didn't walk me out. They were cool. They were cool as all get out. And then I told him, I said, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna buy some flooring for my studio." He says, "Well, when you're ready, call me." I paid nowhere near what I should have for this.
Right.
But
that's a trip.
Yeah, they were really good people. And then they ended up selling. So they were tied together with a company out of Switzerland. That's where this first started. And that's why it's called Swiss Tracks. And that's why they're 18-inch tiles as opposed to, or 22-inch tiles as opposed to 12-inch. So they would have shipping problems sometimes because they would order and they could only manufacture so much, and then trying to get it here to Indio. And then they bought somebody out of Michigan or some shit bought them. The guy sold the company, but it's still there. It's still there in Indio. They still sell out of there and whatnot. And but the guy ended up selling it, and he was married to this lady from France. So once he sold the business, they moved him and his family all the way back to France, where they've been. Oh. Just a little detail about the company. La la. A lot of people put that shit around their pools, though.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or like on their back decks here on the floor. Yeah,
because of the water. Snow slipping.
Yep.
Yeah,
smart.
Yeah, actually it is.
Yeah.
How hot do they get? Direct sunlight.
Well, I'm sure they get like any other plastic product. You know what I mean? But like anything else, I mean, you're in the pool, you splash water on it, you're good to go, right? And they're not slippery, so you're not gonna fucking slip and fall on it. So that's good.
Yeah. Let's switch subjects real quick.
Okay.
We got a new listener. His name's Jaime. Hi, Jaime.
What's up, Jaime?
He's listened to a couple past episodes.
Okay.
And one in particular when we were talking about special needs kids.
Okay.
And he had a thought on how, let's say, a certain percentage came to be, or would come to be.
A certain percentage, like, of how special they are?
No, about how, out of how many there are, why they were born with special needs.
Okay.
And it kind of made sense what he was telling me. He was saying that he believes. So let me know your thoughts. That he's a strong believer that when a woman's pregnant, especially getting close towards the end of the pregnancy, they shouldn't be exercising. There shouldn't be like movements like that. You know how they still jog, they still do this, they still do that. Because what he actually said was, you know, you got your boxers taking blows to the head constantly.
Right.
Eventually, in the long run, they're going to have mental problems. He's saying when a baby's in the womb and they're starting to develop, and you have the mother who's carrying it jogging, instead of taking it easy like they used to back in the day, they're out exercising, out working, when they really should be taking it easy.
So when he says back in the day, how far is he going? Because there's proof that women were working out in the fields while they were pregnant, tending the fields. And
well, that I don't know. But when you're something like that, you're more stationary. He's saying like exercise. Like, for example, he gave this specific example of jogging.
Well, okay, so let me. Okay, so I'm gonna take it somewhere that just real quick. That would be like saying they shouldn't have sex while they're pregnant.
Well, don't you think at a certain point you should stop?
No. Don't you know that there's an enzyme in your semen that, like, when they're getting to the end, they eat something hot, go for a walk. All you got to do is flip her over, hit it from the back, bust a nut, and she'll go right. Sure, water will break, and right to the hospital you go. Because there's an enzyme in your semen that will move that along and make that happen. Because you're unless you're Ivan, you're not getting anywhere near the baby's head anyways. But you're not making any dents.
But again, it's I think he mentioned more of like the actual movement of the child inside the, you know, jumping jacks, again jogging, vigorous movement.
I would be more. I think it has more to do with your even your diet would probably have something to do with it more than exercising. I think your DNA has a lot more to do with it than, because there's this special on HBO about this family, and I believe they're called the Whites. And this family are the biggest inbred family in the United States. Okay, and I say this because you could tell that the women that had them were not exercising. And these guys all came out special needs. There's one brother or cousin or uncle or something, or all three, possibly, that only barks. There's another one that only grunts, and there's one that giggles.
I think this is that same family. There's a dude. I don't know if it's a YouTube channel. It's called Soft White Underbelly.
Oh, it might be.
And I think he's the one that he's like a photographer, but then he was doing he also went into video.
Right, and then he went and filmed this family, right?
Yeah.
And asking them questions, and they're like,
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, bro. I saw that, and I was like, what in the actual fuck? So I think it has more to do with, that's why
you say it's just a certain percentage of the children that are born this way.
Because you got to remember that that child, he's not just, it's not like he's like in her stomach and just with her organs. The baby's floating in a sack of water, basically. You know what I mean? Like he's protected by that water that he's in, that liquid that he's in, that amniotic fluid, right?
Right.
So that's why, a woman can fall on her tummy and it not hurt the baby.
And it could also hurt the baby, though.
But it could, depending on, the baby's position, what she fell on, how far she fell, like all that kind of shit. Absolutely plays a part of it. But I don't think that a woman exercising would affect a child in the womb the way he thinks.
All right.
I mean, women's bodies are fucking exceptional fucking masterpieces of thought, right? Like just the imagination that God had when he created it to be able to do the things that it does and snap back. And I mean, she feeds it while it's in her tummy and grows it, right? And then at some point shoots it out, and then now her body's producing liquid to feed that child. Like how amazing is that? And we're just sitting here, we just want us to have sex. You know what I mean? So it's I think that the child's much more protected in the womb than we think. Your thoughts? You think it could happen?
The way he was putting it made some sense. Because he was just like, women should, when they're pregnant, especially towards the end, let's say the last trimester, really should be taking it easy. They're carrying a child. The most important thing in the world at that point to you is that child. And for you to want to go take a jog, it's like, hey, maybe you should just go sit down and let this baby do what's supposed to. Let this baby bake in that oven like it's supposed to.
So, do you think that a woman that exercises through her pregnancy is selfish to continue to, like, say after, I don't know, say 7 months, 8 months, you're in your last trimester, right? And you continue to work out, and there's girls that go to the gym and are doing fucking deadlifts or doing squats while they're
and let's say what the woman goes through to do these exercises, the adrenaline that they start pumping through their body, would that have some sort of an effect?
Maybe that's why kids got ADHD.
You see what I'm saying?
There might be something to that.
Because back in the day, I mean, if I remember right, I could be wrong, and I'm sorry if I am. But when my wife was pregnant, it was like everything was like kid gloves with everything. Hey, slow down! Don't lift anything heavy. We don't want no problems.
Were you that kind of dad?
I would like to say yes, but I could be wrong. But I mean, I would think I was. I mean, that was 20-something years ago. Why were you still? Hey, you need to go get them groceries. Carrying up this flight of stairs, woman.
Oh, we never lived upstairs.
So she didn't have to climb stairs?
Yeah, she was good.
But again, I think he was making some points. It's like, when a boxer's doing this, get hit so many times,
yeah, but
long term, it affects you.
Well, yeah, but again, the child is floating in amniotic fluid. It's not like it's just sitting there taking shots to the dome.
Could be playing bumper cars in there.
I don't. I mean, it's such an amazing thing how that all works, right? So, you would have to think that a detail like that wouldn't have been something that was left out in their creation, right? Like, obviously, okay, well, it's gonna be inside her. It's gonna nurture from the belly button. It's gonna get everything in the oxygen, everything it needs from there, right? So let's put it in some water. Let's put it in some juice. That way, it's safe. If it gets knocked around, whatever the case may be, it'll be good. And if he's kicking and pushing and he's moving around, he's not screwing up her intestines. Right?
Right.
Because you got to remember, like, all that is still around the baby, too. It's not just the sack and the water or the water and the sack and all that. I have to believe that the baby would be thoroughly protected while a woman's doing exercises. However, a cautionary tale would be, hey, you need to fucking relax. Because there's a lot of women that like, and I don't know how it is with women that you know, eat right and do all that shit, but you know, women get preeclampsia.
What's that?
Like they get swollen. And then they have so like their feet swell really bad.
Right. Okay.
And then they have what's the other one that's like the pre-diabetes? Is that preeclampsia? The baby diabetes or whatever? Then
I think my niece Jackie went through something like that. I think it was her. Yeah, she became diabetic when she was pregnant.
Right. And then they have, like, if a baby's born in the tube, not in the sack, that's another. You got to watch that. That's different. They could become early. That one you have to take care of because that little area wasn't meant to carry the baby. Like if it didn't attach to the wall of the uterus, and it's called a tubal. Tubal ligations when they take it out, right? So if it's in that tube, you got to be careful too because that's a whole different. Like there's so many different things that could happen and the things you got to watch out for. I would think working out would be probably one of the least of your... Right. But what happens could you imagine if you're a woman, you're pregnant, and say, you know what, I'm just going to do some light exercise, but the baby wasn't attached well to your uterine wall. So you get in there, you're doing some jumping jacks, whatever it is that you're doing, and it detaches from the wall and slides down into that tube, right? How would you feel? Like all these, like, I mean, not to mention, well, we'll tackle that a different day. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many things that could go wrong. Why would you want to add exercising and pushing the limits of your body to do that? Although maybe I don't know, dude, because there's women that you know, it's supposed to be a really happy time in their lives and everything's great and blah blah blah, and then they have the baby and they go into postpartum depression.
Right.
So the question is, do women that work out during the pregnancy, do they have a lesser chance of becoming depressed after having the baby if they continue their regimen, or is it the same?
So what are you saying? Like the exercise is relieving the stress,
right? Because it not only does that, but it releases endorphins, and that's what, you know, makes you happy. It does all that shit. So if that's true, and you continue to do that throughout the pregnancy, does it help you after you've had the baby, or is it you still got the same chances as anybody else of getting fucking the wow-ass?
I don't know. Good question.
I mean, there's so many different questions that could come along. You know what I mean? That which one should we really be asking? You know what I mean?
Was your old lady want to do the same things she used to when she wasn't pregnant, while she was pregnant?
What, lay around and eat Reese's Pieces? Reese's Peanut Butter Cups? Bro, she used to go through a pound bag a day of the mini Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Hey, when you're pregnant, she gets a pass.
And that's how I started getting fat, bro, because she'd be like, hey, I'm hungry for this. I'm craving this. I'm craving that. Dude, it's like fucking 9 o'clock. I know, but I'm just go get it, okay? So I'd go and I'd bring it back, and then she'd take a bite. Yeah, it didn't taste the way I wanted it to. Here, you eat it. Well, I don't want to eat it. Well, don't let it go to waste. All right, fuck.
I remember one time when she was pregnant, I think she had made like biscuits and gravy one morning, and we had leftovers of them.
Right.
And she was off, or she was off meaning her day off, or she was at this point off of work.
Okay.
I don't remember. So I just remember I got up. I don't remember exactly this, but I went to work, so she was asleep. So I made myself the last of it, I guess.
Oh, she was mad.
Oh, she was heated, kid. Heated.
Did she call you?
Man. Yeah.
Did you eat the fucking sausage and gravy that I left in there?
Yeah.
Did you have to stop what you were doing and bring her some?
No, but she was pissed. I'm talking heated, kid.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna try something this weekend. I saw it on TikTok, and I thought, wow, that sounds fucking delicious. They made chorizo, biscuits and gravy. So, like, normally you cook the sausage, you add a little bit of butter, you add the flour, and then you add your milk, right? And then you just wait for it to thicken up to what you want, and you're good. Well, this time they cooked chorizo, added a little bit of butter and the flour and the milk or the cream or whatever they used, and waited till it thickened up and poured that over biscuits. And I thought, God damn, that sounds really good. So I want to try that out. I'm sure you wouldn't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound appealing to me.
Really?
Yeah.
You're tripping.
Because of the gravy. Chorizo and that gravy? No, I don't like it.
It's just flour and milk.
No. Gravy's not meant for chorizo. No.
Try it, dude.
No.
Watch. All right, well, I'm going to try it. I'll fucking tell you. I'm going to make you try it. Watch. Fucker. This shit look good. I was ready for it. What else? Did your wife have postpartum depression?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah, she seems like a happy-go-lucky, just kind of, everything just kind of takes it as it comes. And
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I mean, she was cool. I mean, like, of course, I still worked. So she was never one that, you got to get the kid. You know, crying in the middle of the night type deal.
Right.
She was always, you know, she knew I had to go to work, so she handled it. She was always good. I remember the first time she went out, though. I think it was a couple months after giving birth.
Right.
Man. My daughter, she was crying and couldn't get her to stop. I don't know what it was. Could not get this kid to stop crying. And you know, she was out with the girls type deal.
Right.
And she had, this was like before cell phones, of course. So she had just called to see how everything was going. And I was like, you need to come home right now. I can't get her to stop crying. Your night's over.
What a douche. And did she come home?
Yeah. Dude, I couldn't do it. I was like, nope.
As soon as she picked her up, she stopped crying, huh?
If I remember right, I think her sister had stopped by. Her sister Lucy. I'm not 100% sure. I might be getting the nights mixed up. But yeah, whether it was my wife or my sister-in-law, once they came over, and she shut up.
Babies can sense it, bro. Like when you're not at ease, they sense it, and they'll fucking be done. I remember I had gone to my brother and his wife. They just had Nayeli, which is the oldest, and she was crying and crying and crying, and they couldn't get her to calm down. And we had gone over. We were all hanging out, and I was, "Do you mind if I take her?" Like, "Yeah, go ahead." So I took her and I put her on my shoulder, and I kind of rubbed her tummy, and it felt hard. So she's got gas, right? So I put her on my shoulder, and I'm tapping her, and I said, "Hey," I said, I got to give her a good tap. I said, because she's got gas locked up. So I'm patting her. And I just held her, and she right out, bro. And that's the last time I've ever been able to hold her. Like, not because they wouldn't let me, like, she just, like, she's, off and playing, doesn't want to hang out with her Theo kind of shit, you know what I mean? But even Sebastian used to be fucking, bro, that kid, he had stomach problems when he was growing up. Like, I don't know if it was because she breastfed him, so I don't know if it was what she was eating or if she started mixing it with the milk that had too much iron, like the powder shit. Bro, that kid had gas was so bad, bro. And, like, we would lay him down, and as soon as you lay him down, he'd start crying because it hurt. So we had to put telephone books under one side of his crib to hold it up, lean it up like that.
Right.
And then he could sleep because it wasn't rolling up, giving him acid reflux or whatever as a baby. And I'd have to pound him hard to get him to burp. And then I remember he'd go 3 days, 2-3 days without shitting. And we're like, "Hey, dude, like, how much shit could a baby hold in its stomach before you know what I mean? Like, what's the deal?" So I learned how to massage his stomach. I learned how to move his legs and kind of, do all those exercises.
My son had to go through that once or twice.
So then it had been 3 days and he hadn't shit. And I came home that night and she was all like, "Hey, he hasn't gone." We'd give him prune juice, nothing, like it wasn't moving nothing. So I was like, "Well, you know what? Let's give him a bath. Let's put him in some warm water and see if he'll move it." So sure enough, we put him in the warm water, and we had this little circle thing, and you could sit him in. They put their legs through or whatever, and he was sitting there, and you could tell he was uncomfortable, but he sat there for a little bit. And I don't know if the prune juice and the warm water but boy, I went in there after a minute. That kid had this shit about this long, and that dude, that's a big ass man shit. Like, how did that come out of you, son? Like, where did you have it all? Like, and he's giggling. But fuck, now I got to take you out of the tub because it's shit water, right? So I'm like, oh my god, dude. But yeah, he always had issues like that with his tummy when he was growing up. And I remember his tummy used to get real upset because she liked garlic. And she would like to put garlic on a lot, and she'd extra garlic on shit. And it would fuck his stomach up. Like, "Hey, you gotta stop with the fucking garlic. You're fucking him up."
I remember when my son was having stomach problems when he was real little. And my mom was doing that, moving her feet and stuff. And he finally dropped a deuce.
Right.
And it wasn't big. But, dude, it was like a brick.
Yeah.
Like, hard.
Black.
Oh, I don't remember the color. But I remember it was in the diaper, and I was throwing it out. And I was like, it had some weight to it. And it was hard. It's like, man.
I remember that kid. They used to shit the growth, like, from, like, his asshole all the way up his back to, like, his neckline. And you'd have to fucking wash out the car seat. You'd have to, whatever he was sitting in. And he'd just be happy as all get out after he shits. And you're just like, crazy. Kids are fun, but they're a lot of fucking work, man.
That they are.
You know what I mean? And but I used to, like, when Sebastian was young, that's when I was doing mornings. So I'd get up at 4 so I can get to the station. So I'd get up and I'd feed him, change him, put him back in bed. I figured, all right, well, fuck, I'm already awake. Like, you know what I mean? Why make you get up and deal with it? But, you know, she started to take advantage of that, where it was like, I'd come home and she would sleep with him till noon. You know what I mean? And I'd come home at 2, and now they're ready and raring to go. I'm like, fuck, dude, let me just a small nap. Let me get a fucking 20-minute nap, hour nap. I just want to go here. I don't want to go. But yeah, it was good. I mean, it was trying. The kid was definitely a lot of fun growing up. He was very very charismatic. But there's a lot of women that just like these women that get that postpartum depression and hate their kids when they're fucking born, and have these thoughts of drowning them in the pool. That shit is crazy to me. But back to that the special kids, right? Did I tell you about that show on Netflix? It's called Chromosome 21. And it's a show about this kid that has Down syndrome. And so they show up to a like this warehouse, right, where a murder had occurred. And the kid with the Down syndrome is the only one that survived. And they found him like in a closet.
It's like a movie?
It's a series.
Okay.
And they find him in this closet. And so they take him to this home for kids that don't have family or whatever, because they don't know who the fuck he is. And so they're going through all these things, trying to figure out who he is, and trying to figure out if he was a part of the murder. Did he, have anything to do with that? If he saw anybody, if he saw anything, like, why was he there, right? And I haven't seen it all. I've seen a couple of episodes, but the kid's a pretty decent actor for being down. But he's got this look, dude, where he's standing there and he'll look down and he looks up at you like through the top of his eyes, and he looks really like, the kid looks scary, dude. Like, you're like, fuck. And he got that extra chromosome strength.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck that shit. but you should check it out, dude. It's a good show.
When we lived in New York, my brother and I used to frequent this toy store.
Okay.
And they had their son was special.
Okay.
And one time I don't remember this exactly, but he wanted to play with us, and he threw us around like a rag doll.
Wow.
To where we stopped going to the store. And I kind of remember this one time we were walking, we were almost going to walk past it, and we saw him out front.
Oh, shit.
So we had to, like, cross the street to keep going in that direction. And then once we passed it and we were out of sight from him, we crossed the street again just to keep walking. But that strength, that's no joke.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did they get that?
I just don't think they realize, what that's all about. And I think that they use strength they just don't know they have. Like, they don't know how to measure the strength that they have to do shit. That's like, you're probably just as strong as a special needs kid.
I don't think so.
And not know it, but because you limit yourself because of your mind.
You think it's a mental thing blocking it?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah. No, I'm not calling you fucking strong. Don't let it go to your fucking head. Jesus.
No, you think that I wouldn't be... You think mentally I'm blocking myself from having that extra strength.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. I think a lot of people block themselves from all kinds of shit.
Is that like when you're running a marathon and you just got to power through it because your mind is...
Yeah. Most definitely. We all negative talk. We all, there's something about ourselves that we're not fucking high on, and we negative talk it, and we begin to believe it. Just like you see, fuck no, I can't lift that. Well, guess what? You're not going to be able to. You already told yourself you can't. And then sometimes you could say it, oh yeah, I got it, I can get it. And then you go try to lift it, you're like, yeah, no, I lied. Because in the back of your head, you were really telling yourself, no, you can't, bitch, you know you can't. I think our minds are very, very powerful. And I think that our minds are both very powerful, forward thinking and backwards thinking. So if we create positivity and a nothing can stop me attitude, chances are we could do all of those things.
But that's just a motivational
No.
blocking.
No.
You're talking about actual strength.
Yeah. Because, okay, well, let me ask you a question. When you were a kid, your dad said, hey, move that rock. Right? And you looked at yourself, you looked at your stringy little arms, and you looked at the rock and said, I can't fucking move that. Yeah, you can. Just grab it. You've already defeated yourself. You've already told yourself that you can't. Had you not had anything to equate it to, or never had that negative spirit or thought when you went to go lift it, or by looking at it to say, oh no, that's going to be way too heavy. You see what I'm saying? You've already had that thought that was weight. Imagine what you could lift.
But the weight of the rock is still there.
But how do you, but before you went to go lift it, how do you know what you can or cannot lift if you've never attempted that kind of weight before? You don't even know how much it weighs. But by looking at it, you said, I can't. And guess what? You couldn't. But is it because you couldn't? Or is it because you told yourself you couldn't?
Yeah, I get your point. But again, you still have to factor in the weight of the rock. And, you know, even if you said I could do that, if the rock is too heavy, you still can't lift it.
Right.
But if
that.
you got that extra, what'd you call it? The extra chromosome?
Yeah.
How could they lift it?
Because they don't set boundaries.
But the weight of the rock is still there.
Right. But you're looking at the rock and saying, it's fucking heavy.
No, I'm lifting the rock saying, oh, it's heavy.
Because you looked at it and thought it before you went to go lift it.
No, because I just said, yeah, I told myself, yeah, I can lift that. But when I actually went to do it, it ain't moving.
You had already told yourself that you couldn't. There's no way. Because if you tell a kid with the extra chromosome or the special kid, hey, go lift that. All right. He's going to run over there and fucking grab it.
You didn't have to add the special effects.
You didn't have to point it out either. He's going to run over there and do his best to lift it. Right?
Right.
But again, what's the difference? Is that he said okay, and he's gonna go try to lift it, given his best to do it. Now there's a possibility that the rock is too fucking heavy. There's a possibility, but the difference is he said okay. You said, I don't know, Dad. Even if you said it just with your face. Like, you gonna do what?
Right.
You know what I mean? You've already defeated yourself. And that comes from, even as a kid. Hey, get away from that. You can't, don't try to lift that. You can't pick that up. That's too heavy. So now you've equated things that are that size as being too heavy for you. And you're defeated. Although some things you should be told not to do because it's for your own good and not for you to hurt yourself. But I think that those things kind of, we get instilled with that negative talk as a youngster, and we begin to defeat ourselves at a young age. You all right?
A little tired.
Yeah, your left eye looks like it's fucking drooping.
I told you we were redoing our bedroom.
Yeah.
We got rid of...
I heard. I told you what we do in our bedroom, not that we're redoing our bedroom. That's why it took me a second to answer.
We got rid of our bedroom set.
Okay.
On Sunday.
Okay.
And that includes the mattresses. They took the mattresses and everything.
Oh, wow.
So we had to sleep in my daughter's room last night. And she's got a full mattress. So we're just not used to it.
Oh, so you were just...
So like at 1 o'clock in the morning...
Why didn't you sleep in your son's room?
Because he's got a twin.
So let your wife have the full and you sleep on the twin.
But then we'd be rooms apart.
Yeah, but you'd get some sleep.
One night, we wouldn't.
One night, and you're still in the same house.
My mattresses don't come in until tomorrow.
What?
My mattress, my new
2
stuff.
nights. Oh my god.
Well, anyways, like at 1 o'clock in the morning, and she was up. She couldn't sleep. And not because of that. It was just, she claims it's because we went to bed too early. You know, and because we didn't have our TV, because my daughter's room doesn't have a TV. Because I'll fall asleep early, but she'll be in the bed with me, but she watches TV.
Right.
She couldn't do that, so she actually had to go to bed too.
Mm.
And so at 1 o'clock we were just up talking.
Wow.
And we didn't fall back asleep probably till like 3, and I woke up at 4.
Holy shit. So you didn't get any rest last night?
It was, well, I mean, I would sleep like at 7:30.
Shit.
So 7:30 to 1, I slept.
Fuck that. Hey, I'm going to fucking Junior's room. I'm out. I need to get my sleep.
Again, it wasn't because we were in that small bed. It was just...
Yeah, but she can't talk to you through the walls. Well, she probably could. You're crazy. How do you drive around all day long with that little sleep? Aren't you afraid you're going to fall asleep?
No.
Driving?
In the summertime, sometimes, dude, I'll be honest with you. In the summertime, when it's so hot,
yeah,
sometimes I'm just like, I'm falling asleep.
Fuck.
It's a trip. So there have been times, well, at least 5 times that I can remember that I've actually sat in front of a customer's house and just took a little nap.
And well, they're not home, so they're out of town, so it's not like they're going to come out and tell you, hey, why don't you just sleep in one of the lounges in the back? That's crazy, dude. Yeah, I don't know why you guys didn't just sleep in the separate rooms and call it a day.
Because we sleep together. We don't sleep apart.
For 2 nights, you couldn't sleep. I mean, just to be comfortable, like.
It's just 2 nights. We'll be comfortable when the new beds come in.
All right.
See, it's your same logic, but in reverse.
So, you guys went and bought the mattresses. You guys tried them out. And when I say tried them out, did you lay in them?
Yeah, in the showroom.
You actually laid in them, not just. I used to fucking hate when people, try out the mattress, said they put their hand on it. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. And then they get home, hey, this thing doesn't, no, fuck that. You said it was perfect, bitch. You laid in it.
Yeah.
Okay. And you liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, that doesn't sound comforting at all.
Because it seems similar to what we had, so it's fine, I guess.
How long have you had? Wow, so do you don't like the new mattresses?
No, I do. A mattress is a mattress.
No.
I mean, we got the same firmness as the mattress we just got rid of.
So then why get rid of it?
Because we got the adjustable joints.
So you got hospital beds.
You know, it's funny you say it because my wife says they're old. We got old people's beds. But yeah, we did, and we got they're separate. So like my mattress could do what I want, and she'll.
Well, if you got that, then why the fuck can't you sleep in 2 separate beds?
We're still in the same bed.
No, you're not. They're 2 separate beds.
They're 2 separate mattresses.
Yes, which makes them 2 separate beds.
That makes 1 bed.
No. 2 box springs with 1 mattress makes 1 bed. 2 mattresses makes 2 beds. Each mattress is its own bed. No, I don't like it. Together. I don't like it. Fucking try to get me. That's some bullshit. Any final words, Tony? No, tomorrow or...
Oh, tomorrow's...
By the time they listen...
What?
It's going to be Champ's birthday, right?
Yeah. Oh, you stealing my thunder?
No.
Happy birthday, Steven. Turns 42 tomorrow. Just want to say hello.
Hello.
To my goddaughter, Erica. I'll try to refrain from calling you my niece. You are my goddaughter. I love you.
You sorry sack of potatoes.
I'll be honest with you. I don't know when I did it. She says, am I gonna have to just start calling you my uncle?
Yeah, you do that all the time.
What?
You never say my goddaughter.
I always refer to her as my goddaughter.
No, you don't.
You a lie.
It's always my niece.
When I'm talking about her sisters or my.
When you talk about her.
See, why are you laughing?
I'm not.
So, there you go, goddaughter. And then
I'll check him from now on, Erica. Don't you trip. I got you.
Starting Wednesday. Wednesday's the 1st of March.
Yeah.
So I would like to wish my wife a happy birthday. She's going to be 39.
Wow.
For the next 30 days after that.
No,
it'll be her birthday.
I know we talked about
night.
this before. Do you celebrate every day of the month for her? Like, do you buy her a gift every day?
No.
Why not?
Come on. Why are you trying to start trouble?
Well, it doesn't have to be anything extravagant.
No.
Like, do you bring her home a burger?
No.
Tell her happy birthday?
No.
A bag of popcorn? Take her to the movies?
No. But it is her birthday month.
So you celebrate it all month, one day?
It's not that we celebrate. It's just an acknowledgement that it's her birthday the entire month.
So she would need gifts every day.
No.
Come on, Tony. Handwritten notes. A little cupcake in her lunch.
Dog, I'm not in high school. I'm not in junior high. No. But it is her birthday. So happy birthday. All month long. 39. Got me a 39-year-old.
Okay. That's it.
That's all I got. My daughter's back. She had a great time Mardi Gras.
Oh, yeah.
Got drunk every day. She was stumbling home back to the hotel room 7 a.m. every day.
Did you ask her how 5 girls worked out getting in the shower?
She said it worked out. It worked out great. The funny thing is, my son, we did a group FaceTime, if you will.
Right.
With just the 4 of us. And he was like, how do you do it with the bathroom? The 5 of you. And she said something that made total sense. She's like, you guys are acting like you've never been in a hotel that has a lobby in the bathroom. She said, we had our own bathroom. It had 4 stalls in it. It was just in the lobby. And I was like, yeah, you know what? You're probably right.
Yeah, but what about showers?
I didn't go that far with her. But she did tell me the sleeping arrangements, which I thought was kind of funny. I always thought it was going to be 2 and 2 in the beds, and somebody's going to have to sleep on the floor, and it was going to be like a rotating person on the floor.
Right.
No, it was 3 and 2 every night.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
In a full-size bed. Maybe the queens. I don't know.
Taking a hint out your book.
She did say one thing that was kind of funny. They did a swamp tour.
Okay.
And I guess they were told ahead of time, by whom I don't know, that the guides don't make fun of the way they speak. And she says it's a good thing that they told us that. Because she was like, half the things that this guy was saying we didn't understand. He wouldn't finish his sentences. I don't know how. I don't know if she told us how many teeth he had in his mouth.
Fuck.
And she was like, yeah, it's a whole different world.
Yeah, I bet it is.
And then she also said that every night is like a parade.
Right.
So it's let's say it's like the downtown area. Well, once the parade starts, like right before the parade starts, they barricade the whole downtown.
Did she stay on Bourbon Street?
Yes.
Nice.
So she took an Uber from the airport to the hotel, but when she got there, the parades had already started. So the Uber was like, "I can't go any further. I'm just going to have to leave you here." So she said she had 2 suitcases, and her friends and girlfriends had to do this too, because they all arrived after her. She was like, imagine going through a packed arena rock concert, trying to pull 2 pieces of luggage behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, she was like, it's crazy. Luckily, she said it was only like a 10, 15-minute walk.
Yeah, I fucking lost my shit trying to go through the crowd, walking through there with the fucking 2 suitcases.
Yeah.
Woo!
She said that
We'd have been thrown off that boat too into the fucking crocodiles, talking shit.
She said that at one point, because she's got a necklace that has her name. She's like, she don't know how it happened, but it was like hanging out. It's broken. She's like, yeah, I don't even know. She said every morning they did like a check. Got my wallet, got my cell phone. Yeah, we're good. You know, she's like, she's happy none of them lost their cell phones or their wallets.
Wow. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, she said it was a good time.
You definitely, if you go down to somewhere like, you definitely got to go with the right people. You know what I mean? You got to go with people you trust, people you know. Like, you can't go with somebody that's going to get so drunk that you're going to have to fucking babysit them all night. You know what I mean?
They all got drunk every night like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were all equally drunk, so
Yeah,
nobody had to babysit
exactly.
nobody.
And the other funny thing, she said that apparently there's like an ordinance that fast food chains aren't allowed to have a location there. So all the places you eat are like
Just local eateries.
yeah, local eateries. She says they're like open till like 5, 7 in the morning. But you know, you're not getting a Big Mac.
Gumbo and jambalaya.
Yeah.
And
Fish.
oh, do you imagine eating fish for breakfast?
No. I'd probably go and drop some more weight.
Fuck that.
Like-
Beignets and crepes.
Our buddy Luis is in Thailand.
Right?
He just sent us. Did you see any of the videos he sent?
I didn't see them. I didn't have a chance
Dude,
to.
he went to. They're like in the street. The market's in the street.
Okay.
Apparently, there was a tank of squids.
Okay.
Yo, and I think he just went. They told him, okay, you just go, you grab it, grab a squid, dunk the head into this sauce we're gonna give you, and just bite while it's alive. And he did it.
You get all the ink in your mouth and shit.
And he did it, kid. And he even said, like, he took a bite of the head and he chewed it and swallowed it. And he even said, do I eat the rest of the body? And the dude was like, yeah, you can. So he goes, but it's still moving. And he took another bite. I mean, I couldn't do that. And they had, like I said, he was recording them walking through this open air market. Dude, they had food everywhere laid out. I'm like, I don't know.
That's weird.
I'd definitely lose some weight over there.
Do you? Well, you don't like seafood, right? Isn't that what we talked about before?
Yeah.
So, have you ever eaten octopus?
No.
What is it? The squid rings with a calamari?
No, I don't eat that.
No.
I don't like it.
Never tried it.
No.
Scallops. They're like about like that, and they're usually white. But
No,
they're
I don't think so.
Fried on both sides too.
Fish fillet?
You've had oysters though, right?
Yeah, I've had that.
Okay.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of taste to it. It's just
It's
because
too
you
much
slip it
lemon.
down, you don't.
Too much lemon and Tabasco.
She good, make you big and strong.
No, it's like that's like swallowing a whole humongous booger.
Ugh, that's gross. All right. On that note, happy birthday, champ, Erica. I got him. Miss Pacheco, happy birthday next month, all month long. He's gonna get you gifts every day. Don't worry. We're gonna work that out. All right, love you guys. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.